Holly Springs Hawks in softball today. Holly Springs is ranked number 5 in the nation, and Middle Creek is not even top 10, so this is going to be an interesting matchup. I'm joined here by Kelsey Barberio, and it's a bunt to the pitcher, and she is called out at first base. Now up for Holly Springs is number 1, Kristen Krebs. Looks like we have Shelby Kalk on the mound pitching. Not sure what quite happened right there. Line drive to Emily Franks, who caught it for the second out of the inning. So this is the third batter of the inning with 2 outs. It's a foul ball straight back. Up to bat right now is Holly Springs pitcher Erica Nunn. She has a full ride to Central Florida, where the Olympic coach for the United States softball team is, so she's someone to keep an eye on this game. It's a foul ball down the right field line, 0-2 with 2 outs. Middle Creek has experienced some injuries this year. Lauren Pinello, who normally plays third base, she tore her ACL at a tournament this weekend, and she's going to have surgery, 6 to 8 months to recover. So not the normal third baseman today. And count is 1-2. Ball is grounded up the middle to the shortstop, who fields it and throws her out at first. That is the third out of the inning. It is going into the middle of the first base. We're going to take a quick commercial break. This is the Sports Block. And we're back with the Sports Block. It is the bottom of the first inning, and this is Middle Creek's first at bat. Leading off for the Mustangs is number 1, Allison Geiner. We have number 20, Erica Nunn, on the mound. She pitches, as you might see, rather well, so this is something to keep an eye on. That's a strike on the outside corner to Allison. We don't have a speedometer up here, but looks like she's throwing pretty hard. That is a bunt on the outside corner that is fouled back. Infielders are playing in, but now that it is 0-2, they're probably going to move back, because if she bunts the ball foul, it's going to be a called third strike. And she swings and misses, so that is the first out of the inning. That is a strikeout. So next up to bat, we have number 17, Megan Walker. Looks like the infield is also going to play in here on for her. She bunts it right back to the pitcher. She turns and throws to first base, and she is called out. So that is 2 up, 2 down for the Mustangs. Maybe we can get a 2-out rally going with number 10, Brittany Arnold, up. Brittany is planning on going to Furman College to play high school or college softball. That is a strike on the outside corner. Looks like the infield's playing in for her too. And that is a ball on the outside corner, so maybe it looks like they're trying to pitch her away. Maybe not her powerhouse. And that is a swung on strike, so the count is now 1-2 with 2 outs for the Mustangs. That is a high fastball for ball number 2, maybe trying to get her to chase a little bit there. Brittany has been playing on varsity for 4 years, and it's a ball outside, so full count with 2 outs, which is pretty impressive, especially making the varsity team as a freshman. It's difficult to do just because of all the competition and the upperclassmen who've maybe been a little bit more experienced. And that's a ball low for ball 4, so runner on first with 2 outs. Camille Hobson's up to bat, number 14. As the umpire calls a timeout to get Middle Creek to close their gate. That's a safety hazard, just in case a foul ball happens to come flying into the dugout, the perfect angle. It's a called strike on the outside corner. Takes a look down to first base, but nothing's brewing, so the count is now 0-1 with 2 outs. This is Coach Robbie Ray's 9th season as a softball coach, which is, for most of Middle Creek's history, this school hasn't been around that long. It's a ball on the outside corner, so the count is now 1-1. It's a foul ball straight back, trying to catch up to the heat a little bit maybe, but so far nothing's really been hit hard into play. Granted, it's only the first inning. It's a ball in the dirt, blocked by the catcher. Took a little bigger lead over at first base, but didn't feel like she could take second. This count is now 2-2. And that's a called third strike. Looked like it was right down the middle. Sports Block's going to take a quick break. When you come back, it's going to be the top of the second. And we're back with the sports block. It's the top of the second inning. Shelby Kalk is on the mound. And let's see, number 16, Caitlin Hillsland is up to bat. Scoreless first inning. Looks like it might be a pitcher's duel today. Just going to have to wait and see. And that is a pop ball to the third baseman, she calls it, and that's the first out. On infield balls hit like that, it's usually difficult for the pitcher, the shortstop, and the third baseman to communicate who's going to catch the ball, simply because they don't want to run into each other. So you have to be vocal. You have to call the ball, let the other players know that you have it's under control. As number 7, Abby Sneedmiller is up to bat. It's a called ball on the outside corner. 1-0. It's a called ball high and outside. The weather out here, it's a little bit warm.
It's really warm.
Yeah, it's not very cloudy, but the temperature of the field can dehydrate players, maybe exhaust them a little bit more. So you got to be good about keeping hydrated, drinking your water, your Gatorade. As the count is now 2-1. It's a fly ball out to left field. Left fielder's under it, catches the ball, and that is the second out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down for the Hawks. Try and make this a 1-2-3 inning as Stephanie Ledeck comes up to bat.
Quite a few of the JV players stayed around to cheer on the varsity players, which I think is nice.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody supports each other. It's like a little softball family. Because JV players are going to be playing varsity next year. Varsity maybe wants to pass on what they know about the game. That's a called first strike. That is a called strike too. A lot of the girls on both the JV and the varsity team play other sports. You have golf, you have cheer, you have track and volleyball. Everybody's, kind of out and about, very athletic. And that is a swung on strike 3, so that's a 1-2-3 second inning. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're watching the Sports Block. And we're back with the Sports Block. It is the bottom of the second inning, and Middle Creek's looking to put the first run on the board. Leading up to bat is Allie Burkhart. Still have number 20, Erica Nunn, on the mound, who's receiving a full scholarship to Central Florida. That is an attempted slap bunt, which is a bunted foul, so the count is now 0-1. Allie actually bruised her foot badly slapping at a West Harnett when the ball came hard back down to her foot, so she might have some running problems or just wait and see. Count is now 1-1. That is a bunt down the first baseline, but it is a foul ball, just barely. Count is now 1-2. This just in, we have a tornado warning for Wake, Durham, and Orange counties until 6:45, so all you viewers out there be safe. Tornado watch, I'm sorry. Count is now 1-2. And that is a ball low. Count is now 2-2. It's hard to believe that there's a tornado warning watch, whichever it may be. But it's pretty nice where we're at over here, so maybe see if some clouds start rolling in. And that is a pop ball in the infield, but the left fielder catches it for the first out. And next up to bat is Kylie Majette. She's a freshman. She's number 28. And that is a strike on the outside corner, throwing some heat there.
Middle Creek.
Sorry, go ahead.
Middle Creek had a pancake fundraiser this past fall at Applebee's, and they got new uniforms out of it, so that's why they look awesome.
It's always important to look your best. Kind of now 1-1. Yeah, and I know most of the sport teams have held fundraisers, whether it be Applebee's, car washing, selling something. Everybody's very supportive of one another. Our Mustang Club, we do great. Raising money, getting funds, not only for softball, but for baseball, football, lacrosse, all of our sports. Count is now 1-2. And that's a ball low, so it's now 2-2. That is a swung on third strike, so there's now 2 outs in the bottom of the second. And now up to bat is Emily Franks. She's a junior. She's number 15.
And Emily Franks tends to bring candy into the dugout before a game because she thinks it brings them good luck.
Yeah, always good to have positive superstitions. Keep everybody motivated. Count is now 1-0. That's a ball, low and outside, so it's now 2-0. She might receive the take sign, even if it's a fastball right down the middle, just to maybe get a third ball, get it in her favor, just get somebody on base, and that's a strike, so it's now 2-1. Hitters count. Typically, hitters, when they have 2-1, they have the advantage because they're not forced to swing at anything like you would have to with 2 strikes, and that's a ball, 3-1. And that's a ball high, so Middle Creek has a runner on first base with 2 outs. Maybe see if we can get something brewing. And now to bat is Erica Adams. She's a sophomore, number 44. That is a strike on the outside corner, taking a nice big lead over at first base, but gets back safely, no worries. And that's a ball low and outside in the dirt. Catcher, it's a nice hold on it, so the runner on first isn't going anywhere. That is what would have been a ball. It was a little high, but that's a swing and miss. It counts now 1-2 with 2 outs. Erica Nunn might try to pitch something, high and outside, try and get her to chase end the inning. And that is a called strike 3 on the outside corner. So Middle Creek goes down without much of a fight. When we come back, it's going to be the top of the 3rd inning. You're watching the Sports Block. And we're back with the Sports Block. It is the top of the 3rd inning, and Holly Springs is up to bat. Shelby Kalk is on the mound, and number 8, Angela Jessup, is up to bat for the Hawks. Looks like the Holly Springs dugout's getting a little rowdy over there, maybe trying to pitch her or pump up her teammate. Count is now 1-0. That is a swung on strike. Count is now 1-1. Was a little high and outside, got her chase. That is a line drive to the second baseman, but she catches it all right. So that's going to be the first out of the inning. That was number 10, Brittany Arnold. And now to bat for Holly Springs is number 5, Kayla Mignard.
Another way that the Middle Creek team brings good luck to their games is they eat pistachio nuts beforehand, and they call them hitting nuts.
That's another interesting superstition of theirs. That counts now 1-0. I don't think there's any certain way that you come up with certain superstitions, but they just happen. So maybe a little trend going. It's a ball high and outside, counts down 2-0 with 1 out. That is a little line drive drooper to the shortstop, who makes the underhanded catch for the second out of the inning. And now to bat is number 2, Giselle Ramos. That is a fly ball to right field. Right field is under it, catches it, and that's the end of the top of the 3rd inning. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back when it's the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're watching the Sports Block. And we're back with the sports block. It is the bottom of the third inning, and Middle Creek is up to bat. Leading off for the Mustangs is number 22, Jackie Chavone, E. And that is a bunt to the third baseman. She fields it, throws it to first, gets her in no time. So it's a quick first out for the Hawks. Coming up next for the Middle Creek Mustangs is number 1, Allison Geiner. Game's moving by very, very fast. It's one out after another. So we're going to see who, probably whoever scores first is going to end up with this game. So it's important to get some runners on base, get something brewing, put some pressure maybe on the Holly Springs pitcher, so they have to bring in somebody else, because you don't always want to be facing the 6'2" pitcher on a full ride to college, throwing real hard. And that's a bunt. Catcher fields it and not able to make the play at first, so Allison Geiner's safe at first with 1 out. So now to bat is number 17, Megan Walker, the freshman. Maybe try and place another bunt down so we can get Allison over. She's always a steal threat. So see how she goes. And looks like he attempted bunt. It's a wild pitch, so Allison gets a free ride to second base with 1 ball on Megan. So there's only 1 out with a runner on second. And she squares the bunt, but it's a foul ball down the first baseline. So it's 1-1. Runners in softball are able to leave only when the ball has been released from the pitcher's hand. So it's not like baseball where they can just steal whenever they want. So it's important to get your timing right. Otherwise, if you leave early, the umpires can call you back, and the play you're running might be foiled a little bit. And that's a bunt back to the pitcher. She goes to first with the ball. Umpire calls her out. First base coach does not like that call at all. But there's now 2 outs with a runner on third base. So maybe we can see if come through with a run here with number 10, Brittany Arnold, up to bat. As first base coach is expressing his displeasure with the umpire's officiating ability. And that's a strike on the outside corner. So it's not going to be, you cannot bunt in this situation just simply because there's 2 outs. They can easily throw you out at first base. So need a hit maybe up the middle into the gap, something to get by the infield. That's a pass ball, and Allison Geiner is going to be easily safe at first base. So Middle Creek has the first run on the board with 2 outs. So Holly Springs is going to have to come back and respond. This is huge for us as a Middle Creek.
Allison Geiner is actually a very good player. She accepted a scholarship to UNC Greensboro earlier this year.
And that's a foul ball straight back, so the count is now 1-2 with 2 outs. Maybe trying to put a bandage on the wound here, just get the quick out and the inning. And that is a called third strike. So Middle Creek scores 1. When we come back, it's going to be the top of the 4th inning. You're watching the Sports Block. And we're back with the Sports Block. It is the top of the 4th inning. Middle Creek is winning 1-0 as Holly Springs tries to respond and get their first run on the board. We have Shelby Kalk on the mound, and number 4, Jenna Firestein up to bat for the Hawks. It's going to be very important for Middle Creek here to not let Holly Springs score any runs simply because of Holly Springs' pitcher's ability, and that's a ball or a strike down the middle.
The Stampede Club and the Sports Block would like to thank the generous support of our sponsors. Without your contributions, Mustang Athletics would not be possible. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely huge thanks to them. Without them, none of this would be possible. It's a ball, 1-1. And that is a line drive down the right field line, but it hooks foul, so maybe dodged a bullet there because that could have been a home run if it were fair. Count is now 1-2 with no outs. And that is a line drive straight to the third baseman. Quick reflexes, catches it for the first out. So next up to bat is number 1, Kristen Krebs. Try and put her down, make it 2 outs, and then another out, and we're out of the inning. And that's a perfect example of why softball players choose to wear the masks in the infield for line drives like that. You know, you don't want to get hit in the face. That's definitely a negative, and that's a line drive into the gap into the outfield. She's going to turn, make a look, but going to stay at first base. So good job of the outfielders getting to the ball, keeping her at first base, not letting her get into scoring position. And now up to bat is number 20, Erica Nunn. She is the pitcher for the Hawks, so looks like the outfielders are going to play appropriately. And that is a ball on the inside corner. That one looked a little close. Runner on first wasn't taking a very big lead, so it might not be a huge stealing threat. That is a ball on the outside corner, so count is now 2-0. And that is a foul ball. Looks like maybe off the knee a little bit. Hit the ground and bounced straight back to her knee. So count is now 2-1. That is a bunt, but it's gonna roll foul, so it's gonna be 2-2, and the runner on first cannot advance. So maybe a double play situation here, get her to ground into a ground ball, and maybe to second or short, and turn the quick double play, and the inning. And there's a ground ball under the legs of the first baseman. It's going to roll down the right field line. Going to get the ball in quick, though, so runner on first advances to third base. That could have been a lot worse. The batter ends up on first base, so there's now runners on first and third with 1 out for the Hawks. And coming up to bat is their number 7, Abby Sneedmiller. Oh, I'm sorry, number 16, Caitlin Hillsland. And they're going to have a special runner for the pitcher, number 20. And number 16, Caitlin Hillsland, is the cleanup hitter for the Hawks, which usually, suggests that she's a power hitter, can hit the ball far, makes good contact. So maybe try and pitch around her here, or go straight at her. It's coach's decision at this point, and it's on the pitcher to hit her spots, especially with the number 4 batter up. Ooh, and that's it's a fly ball out into left center field. They're going to field it and bring it on in. So, the runner on third scored. So the runner on first advanced to third. The batter advanced to first. So the score is now 1-1 with runners on first and third with 1 out. And number 7, Abby Schneidmiller, is up to bat. And looks like the catcher is going to give a signal to their infielders on what they want to do if the runner on first base steals. That is a ball far outside, so 1-0. Looks like we have number 7 pitching and number 7 batting. And that is a strike on the inside corner. Count is now 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. The score is 1-1 in the top of the 4th inning. Looks like the sun's hidden behind some clouds right now, so it's not very sunny. Of course, the temperature is about the same. And she pops out to the first baseman. So there's now 2 outs. Runners on first and third. Middle Creek's going to try and get the out of here so the runner on third does not score, leaving it a tie game. And out to bat is number 9, Stephanie Ledeck. That is a fly ball into left center field. Center fielder is going to call it and catches it, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. So Middle Creek stops the bleeding. The score is 1-1 when we come back and see me at the bottom of the 4th. You're watching the Sports Block. And we're back with the Sports Block. It is the bottom of the 4th inning, and Middle Creek is up to bat. Got number 20 for Holly Springs, Erica Nunn, still on the mound. And number 14, Camille Hobson, bunts to the pitcher, and she throws her out at first base, so a quick first out for the Hawks. And now up to bat is number 55, Allie Burkhart. She's a freshman playing varsity. And that is a attempted slap bunt, but it is a called ball. She did not square around completely, so the count is now 1-0. Ball high, so the count is now 2-0. And it's a ball low and outside, so count is now 3-0. Third base coach is probably going to give her the take sign here, maybe try and draw a walk. That is a strike on the outside corner, so it's 3-1. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, fields it, throws it to first. First baseman was not on the bag because she was playing in, so she is safe at first base. So runner on first with 1 out, and now up to bat is number 28, Kylie Majette. She's also a freshman. And that is a ball low and outside. And that is a bunt. Looks like it would have been a ball, but she pulls the bat back and hits it straight back. So it's now 1-1 with a runner on first base and 1 out, and the score is 1-1. That is a ball in the outside corner, 2-1. There's a line drive to the shortstop. She catches it and throws to first, but runner at first is safe, so there's now 2 outs with a still runner on first. And now up to bat is number 15, Emma Franks. Emily Franks. That is a called strike, maybe a little bit high and away. Crowd was definitely not pleased with it. It's a ball in the dirt, so now 1-1. Runner on first doesn't go anywhere. Now there are 7 innings in a softball game, and we're already in the bottom of the 4th, and this game's just, zooming by. So when this ends, we might end, hour, maybe half an hour early, as runner on first tries to steal second, and she's in there safely. So counts now 2-1. Middle Creek has a runner on second base, scoring position, so looks like a base hit into the outfield is going to be a run for Middle Creek. That is a swung on strike, so it's now 2-2. Looks like the third base coach is giving the runner on second base, telling her to maybe get a little bit bigger of a lead. And it's a strike swung on. So going to come back. It's going to be the top of the 5th. The score is 1-1. You're watching the Sports Block. And we're back with the Sports Block. It is the top of the 5th with the Holly Springs Hawks up to bat. We have Shelby Kalk on the mound. And that is a called strike on the outside corner. Up for Holly Springs is number 8, Angela Jessup. She's the number 7 batter. And that is a ball high and outside. That is a pop fly in between first and pitcher. Neither of them can come up with it, and the ball actually rolls foul. So maybe a bullet dodge there. Was that a foul ball?
Mm-hmm. Nobody touched it. It's foul.
All right, yeah, it's a foul ball, so it counts 1 and 2. Counts 1 and 2. That's a line drive to the second baseman. Wasn't hit very hard, but she fields it nicely, and that's the first out of the inning. Next up to bat is number 5, Kayla Minyard. Both sides of the field are both trying to cheer their teams on. That's a ball high and outside. That's a line ball down on third base. Hits off her foot, so that's going to be an error on her. Runner advances to first base safely. There's going to be 1 out with a runner on first in the top of the 5th. And it's a ground ball to first base. She's going to step on first, take a look over to second, but she's in there nice, quick, and safely. So there's now 2 outs with a runner on second base. With number 2, Giselle Ramos up. She's the number 9 batter, so maybe try and get the out here and prevent the top of the order from coming up to bat. And that is a bunt back to the pitcher, throws it to first base, but she's going to be in there safely. And she's going to advance to second base when nobody's looking. So nice base running by the Hawks. And runners on second and third with 2 outs. So Holly Springs threatening here. Lois Robb, wife of George Robb, just texted us watching. We're going to give a thank you to Lois and other loyal listeners here at the Sports Block. And that is a ball outside, so definitely going to try and get the out here, prevent any runs from scoring. And that's a ground ball up the middle. Pitcher and shortstop both can't get to it. Runner on third is going to come in to score. Runner on second is going to come in to score also safely. So that's a stand-up double for number 1, Kristen Krebs. Scores now 1-3 Holly Springs as Mustangs maybe starting to slip up here a little bit. Now up to bat's number 20, Erica Nunn. So there's 2 outs, runner on second, and Mustangs maybe trying to settle things down and get the easy, maybe not get the easy out, but get the out here and get out of the inning. And that is a swung-on strike.
Right now, the Lee County Baseball defeated Athens Drive 5-4, and they will be able to play in the final playoff spot if they win the season finale on Friday.
That is a foul ball down the right field line, 0-2. And definitely a big competition here in the Tri-9. Everybody's, fighting for their playoff spots and bragging rights, of course. So always important to everybody, not just the softball players, but baseball, football. Everybody's a big rival. And that's poked at and knocked down the left field line. Left fielder can't get to it. Throws it home, but runner from second base is going to score. So the score is now 1-4 Holly Springs with a runner on second and 2 outs. And coming up to bat is number 16, Caitlin Hilsland. Looks to me like maybe they need to call a quick timeout, get a team meeting going, everybody talk about what's going on. Just settle down a little bit for to get this last out of the inning so can come back and score a few more runs. That is a ball on the inside corner. That is another ball high and outside to number 16, Caitlin Hilsland. And catcher's going to go talk to Shelby, maybe calm her down a little bit. Talk about how they're going to pitch to the batter. Maybe talking about throwing some strikes, letting the infield, outfield doing some work. For the most part, Middle Creek hasn't had too many errors. We had a ball off the foot over at third base and was a very hard hit ball to first base that went in between her legs. But for the most part, Holly Springs has been earning their runs. That's another ball outside, so the count is now 3-0. Not a terrible thing if they walk her. They'll get the force out at first, second, and third. Not a bad idea with the number 4 batter up either. That's a ball low and inside. So number 7, Abby Schneidmiller, is going to come out to bat. That is a ground ball. It's going to roll fair. So runner didn't realize it, but the ball was a fair ball. So the first baseman picked it up, stepped on first base, ending the top of the 5th inning. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, but not before Holly Springs strikes with 3 more runs. You're watching the Sports Block. And we're back with the Sports Block. It is the bottom of the 5th inning, and Middle Creek is up to bat. Leading off will be number 44. Erica Adams. She lays out a bunt. That's going to go down foul down the first baseline. Same pitcher from the start, number 20. Erica Nunn is pitching for the Hawks. And looks like Middle Creek has some bullpen activity, maybe trying to give Shelby some relief over there. Looks like it's number 28, Kylie Majette, the freshman, if I'm reading the numbers right. And that is a swung-on strike. So 1, 2, 3, strike. Oh, just running back. Count is 1 and 2. So apparently we missed a strike there, or a ball. So 1 out. Count is 1 and 2. That is a ball. 2 and 2. Do we have an out? And that is a swung on strike 3. So it's now 1 out. Apology for that. Now up to bat is number 22, Jackie Schiavone. It's going to be hard coming back from this deficit, down by 3 with a very good pitcher in. Holly Springs is doing a good job of taking away the small ball game by playing in on the corners, as you just saw there. Easily got taken out the bunt, thrown him out at first, and it's 2 outs. So Middle Creek's going to have to start hitting, or they're going to lose this ball game. And we're back to the top of the order with Allison Geiner. And that is peeling it down to the first base. And doesn't look like he was paying much attention, so he's going to say she did not swing, so that's ball 1. Ooh, and that hits her right in the, looked like, hip. So, runner on first with 2 outs for the Mustangs. She's pointing to her elbow, so maybe it hit her arm. I'm going to take a look at her. And the umpire's going to call timeout, make sure everything's okay. Luckily, she wears an elbow pad, so maybe that didn't get her that great. But looks like she's fine. Looks like she's ready to run. So next up to bat is number 17, Megan Walker. Everybody's going to get back to their position. Third base coach gives a sign, maybe a steal sign, as the infielders are playing in, and when they're playing in, it's a little bit more difficult getting back to the bag. And she steals, and the catcher's throw is off, and gets out into center field. So she's going to get into second base safely with 2 outs, putting herself into scoring position. Middle Creek doesn't necessarily need 3 runs in this inning, so 1 every inning, getting 1 or 2 every inning is definitely going to help them out. And she's going to try and steal third, and third baseman's not anywhere close to the bag. So she's going to be in there very safely with count 1-1. So she's putting herself in a great position. All Middle Creek here needs is a hit or something to get the runner on third base in, whether it be a wild ball or a fly ball or whatnot. So that's a slap foul down the third baseline out of play. So we'll count as 1-2. Got to protect here, maybe just get bat on the ball, give the runner on third a chance to get in, and also give yourself the opportunity to get to first base. That is a foul ball back towards us, out of play. Count remains 1-2. That's a ground ball to the pitcher. She's going to field it. And umpire's going to call her out. Looked like it was a little close there. Score is still 4-1. Going to be going into the top of the 6th. You're watching the Sports Block. sports block. It is the top of the 6th inning with Holly Springs up to bat. Leading off for them is number 9, Stephanie Ledeck. Still pitching for the Mustangs is Shelby Kalk, who's doing her best to maybe keep the Hawks at 4 runs here, give Middle Creek the opportunity to come back. It's a ground ball up the middle. Shortstop can't get it. Doesn't get by the center fielder, though, so stand-up single, as opposed to, I guess, a sliding single, but a single. So no outs with a runner on first. And looks like the coach is going to go out to talk to Shelby, maybe make a pitching change or just calm her down a little bit. And it does look like he's going to be making a pitching change. They're going to bring in the freshman, number 28, Kylie Majette. She is a left-handed pitcher, so maybe trying to give Holly Springs some new looks. And we have a substitute to report in. Number 6 is now playing first base. Lexi Garrett. And that's where Kylie Majette was playing. So looks like they took Shelby out of the game. They put Kylie on the mound, and they put Lexi Garrett over at first. As Kylie gets her warm-up pitches in. And it looks like she's ready to go, so umpire's going to get back behind home plate. Batter's going to come up to the box. And that is number 8, Angela Jessup. There's still no outs with a runner on first. They're going to bunt and throw her out at first. So the runner that was originally on first advances to second base. And there's now 1 out. Now up to bat is number 5, Kayla Minyard. A lot of bunting and slap bunting going on in this game. Both teams are very strong pitching and defensively, so it's a little difficult getting, good solid line drive hits. That's a called strike, 0-1. That's a ball far outside. Catcher closed it okay. Run on second doesn't go anywhere. Count is now 1-1. That is a called strike on the outside corner, so now 1-2 with 1 out. That's a ball outside.
At the end of the second, Green Hope leads against Cary 2-0 in varsity softball at Cary's senior night.
That is a fly ball out over head of first baseman. Right fielder tries to throw her out at first base, but she's safe. So runners on first and third. Holly Springs looking to strike again. Only 1 out still. And we're in that time of day where the sun's starting to go down and the lights don't have total effect yet. So any fly ball off the bat might be a little bit difficult for the outfielders to, get a read and get a jump on, losing a little time on the ball. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. And now up to bat is number 2, the number 9 hitter, Giselle Ramos. and that is a called strike as the runner on first advances to second with no problem. The reason they did not throw down to second base is because if they were to throw it down to second base, they may be able to get her out, but the runner on third would have no problem coming in and scoring. So Holly Springs puts 2 runners into scoring position. And as a ground ball back to the pitcher, they're gonna throw the ball to the home plate and tag her out, and then throw it to the second baseman, who gets the runner on first into a rundown. The runner on third scores, still in a rundown, and she slides into first, but she's out. So that's a double play for 3 outs. Holly Springs is going to score 1 run there, I think, because she was in before they were tagged out at first. When you come back, it's going to be the bottom of the 6th. You're watching the Sports Block. And we're back with the Sports Block. It is the bottom of the 6th with the Middle Creek Mustangs up to bat. Leading off for the Mustangs is number... Sorry, 1 second.
Hey, he counted that run. Okay.
Number 10, for those of you who heard, the run counted. Brittany Arnold's up to bat, the number 3 hitter. So the count is now 0-1. In situations like that where the rundown takes place, if the runner on third scores before the runner in the rundown is tagged out, then the runner who scored, their run counts as she grounds out to shortstop and is called out at first base. So there's now 1 out. Number 20, Erica Nunn, is still on the mound, maybe going for the full game. And she pops it up in between center, left field, and shortstop. The shortstop manages to come up with the ball without any major collisions. So there's now 2 outs, and number 55, Allie Burkhart's up to bat. So Middle Creek's going down very quick here. It's a sinking ship. We're losing 5-1, and we're not getting much brewing, and their best pitcher's still out there on the mound as she almost hits her, and doesn't look like the fans are very happy about that one either. So 1-0 with 2 outs, and that's another questionable inside strike for 1-1. It's another called strike on the outside corner. Doesn't look like she's very happy about the calls, but umpire's decision. That is a ball low, 2-2 with 2 outs. That is a ground ball to the third baseman. She's going to try and let it roll foul, but does not go foul. So she gets a very easy single with 2 outs. And next up to bat is number 28, Kylie Majette. Kylie has hit several over the fence this year, so big hit right here would obviously be big, not only for the runs, but for the morale in the dugout, keep everybody nice and into the game. As the count is now 1-0. And she tries to steal second. Catcher throws down to second, but she calls her safe. The umpire calls her safe, which I thought was a good call, but he took a few seconds there to decide what he really wanted to call, and luckily it was safe. So it's now 2-0, 2 outs. And that is a strike. Looked like that might have been a tad bit very low. Count is now 2-1 with 2 outs. That is a pop-up between short and center field. Shortstop manages to come up with the ball, so Holly Springs takes down Middle Creek this inning with no damage done. When we come back, Holly Springs is up to bat, and then Middle Creek has their last chance. You're watching the Sports Block. And we're back with the Sports Block. It is the top of the 7th inning with the Holly Springs Hawks up to bat. They are winning 5-1, so they might be trying to put a few insurance runs on the board just in case Middle Creek tries to start a rally. And she squares around a bunt, bunts it right back to the pitcher. She turns, throws, but very safe at first base. So yeah, it's difficult for a lefty fielding a ground ball because they have to turn and position their bodies correctly in order to make an accurate throw. As number 1, Kristen Krebs comes up to bat. This is the top of the order. She is the number 2 batter.
Remember that you can watch all the Sports Block games at sportsblock.net.
And that is a ball low outside as the shortstop drops the throw down to second base, so she's in there easily for a stolen base. There's 1-0 with no outs. It's a ground ball to second base that goes right in between her legs, and the runner from second base is going to score easily. And runner on first is obviously safe. She missed touching the bag. And looked to me like the runner who scored missed touching the bag. So I don't know if anybody on the Middle Creek side noticed that, but it's appealable. So if the umpire sees that she missed it and they call attention to it, then she's going to be called out. That is an attempted bunt for a strike. That is a ball, 1-1. Most of the Middle Creek softball players will be going to prom this upcoming week or two, so maybe Kelsey can talk a little bit about that.
I think everybody's really excited about prom.
Do you know if any of these players have any specific arrangements for prom?
A lot of us are going. A lot of the juniors are going in a group. We have a group of 40 people. So
That's a lot. Are you
Yes.
going to a restaurant or maybe a hotel before or afterhand?
we're going to be at a restaurant. All 40 of us. We have a special room rented out, which will be exciting. We're going to Ray's.
Ray's, what kind of food is that? Counts
It's a
2 and 2?
steakhouse. So that's fun.
It's upscale, right?
Yes, it is. Because we'll be in like formal wear, so it has to be.
Count is 2 and 2. And that is a foul ball down the right field line, hit pretty hard. Count remains at 2 and 2. Would you say there is big hype around the school for the prom, or would you say that it's just going to be passing by just like any other day?
I know. I think it's very exciting, personally.
And aren't you on the prom committee or something?
I am. I'm the co-chair of the prom committee, so of course I'm excited.
Get to finally do something you've been planning out.
Yeah.
That's a fly ball to shortstop who comes down with it. First out, so runner on first with 1 out.
Are you going to prom?
Unfortunately, I'm a sophomore, so I'm not exactly invited to prom, but next year.
A lot of underclassmen go, so it's not a big deal.
I think you're trying to tell me that I don't have a date, and I don't like it one bit. That's hit to center field. Center field comes down with it. That's 2 outs. Runner still on first base. And that is a foul ball down the first base line. Count is 0-1. Runner still on first base. And that is hit in between short and third base. Neither of them can come up with it, so that's going to be a single. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. And up to bat for the Hawks is number 9, Stephanie Ledeck. She's the number 6 hitter. That is a ball in the dirt, and the runner on first and second are both going to advance, so runners on second and third with 2 outs. Going to be important for Middle Creek to make sure they don't score here, so no more balls in the dirt. Try not to let her get any hits into the outfield, or just get her out at first.
Shelby does not look happy.
That's a ground ball to second base. Got to get her over there fast, and she does. So that's 3 outs. The Hawks are winning 6-1, so Middle Creek's going to have to make a rally when we come back. That you're watching the Sports Block. And we're back with the sports block. It is the bottom of the 7th inning with Middle Creek losing 6-1. They're going to need to get O'Reilly going here in order to tie it up or even win it. Looks like we have a pinch hitter here, number 15, Emily Franks, and no, that's not a pitch hitter. She's been in the entire game. And that is a ball high. And that fastball had some gas behind it, so 1-1. That was a called strike on the outside corner. That is a fastball up and in, so 2-1. And that is a foul ball. Count is now 2-2. That is a swung on strike 3, so Middle Creek's down and out. And coming up to bat is number 44, Erica Adams. That is a swung on strike, 0-1. It's important for pitchers to get ahead in the count by getting a first pitch strike. Gives them a little advantage over where they want to throw it, how they want to throw it, and that's a swung on strike, so 0-2. Definitely has dominance on the mound right now, getting everybody. Nobody's really making solid contact with the ball. Every hit, every run on base has either been hit by a pitch or it's been a bunt or a weak ground ball. So pitcher's done a great outing this game as she grounds the shortstop. Shortstop bobbles it a little bit, throws it to first, but she's safe at first. So maybe Middle Creek's starting to get something brewing here as number 22, Jackie Schifoni's up to bat. It's going to be an error on the shortstop. And it looks like they're going to put in a pinch runner, number 5, Jenna Powell.
At the end of the 4th, Green Hope leads Cary 5-0 in varsity softball.
And that is a strike on the outside corner, so 0-1 once again. And that is a ball on the outside corner, so 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Middle Creek has 1 run. And that is a swung on strike, so the count is now 1-2. Not looking great for the Mustangs here. That is a fastball on the outside corner, 2-2. Maybe try and get her to chase a little bit. And that is another fastball, high and outside. Maybe get her to chase a little bit there again. I couldn't tell from here if it was high or outside, but it looked relatively around the plate. And that is a swung on strike 3. So Middle Creek's down to their final out, down by 5 with a runner on first base. And we're back to the top of the order, Allison Geiner. They're going to play her in a little bit, just in case of a little slap button or something. And that is a hit ball inside. And that is a bunt right back to the pitcher. She fields it and does not throw to first. Allison was just too quick. She had a sliding single into first base. So runners on first and second with 2 outs. Not much threat generating for the Hawks. I don't think they're too worried about any of those 2 scoring, because Middle Creek would still be down by 3. So maybe just going to go straight for the batter, Megan Walker. That is a called strike. That is a ball, low and outside, 1-1. That's a ground ball, so runner on second is going to come in to score. Runner on first is going to hold up at third. So Middle Creek has another run on the board, so it's now 2-6 with Holly Springs leading. Still not much of a threat, as we're still down by 4. So still going to go straight at the batter, number 10, Brittany Arnold. And that is a ball up high. Looked like she was starting to swing, pulled it back in time though. That is a strike on the outside corner. Runner advanced to second. That is a line drive to the second baseman, so that's going to be the third out. Holly Springs wins it 6-2. They were the favorites coming into the game, but Middle Creek sure put up a good fight. They're going to shake hands. We're going to take a quick commercial break for some wrap-up stats and some commentation, so you stick by. Again, Holly Springs won 6-2, and we're going to go to commercial break. And we're back with the sports block for everybody who might have missed it. Middle Creek lost to Holly Springs 2-6. It ended up being a pitcher's duel. One inning hurt the Mustangs. We kept it close most of the game. Everybody put up a good fight. If you're interested in watching the sports block, we're going to have a senior baseball night at home Friday at 7 o'clock. We're going to be broadcasting at 6:30. Also, softball plays at Apex at 7 o'clock. So be sure to tune in for that. I'd like to give a big thanks to all our sponsors. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. We're going to close out here. You're watching the sports block, so be sure to tune in next week.